Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope you've all had a good one. Mine's been a little wild so far, but so far so good. It's all good. So anyway, I have been asked to make my videos just a little bit shorter, so I'm going to try. Many of you know that I have a family cookbook that I put out. Or not I put it, I copied, I helped put it together. I don't know how you want to say that. And one of my grandmother's favorite recipes was Italian spaghetti pie. And most of you know on keto we don't do, hello. Hi Debbie. We don't do noodles on keto. So what we do is usually turn them into zoodles. So I am shortening this. So what I did, her recipe called for mixing eggs and Parmesan cheese with noodles. So I spiraled up some zoodles the other day. And it was the first time I'd used a spiralizer, so I used a couple of different cuts. You can probably see, like, there's the real thin stuff, right there. And then I also did some thicker cuts or ribbons, and it's up to you what you want to do. Now I put the 2 eggs in there after I beat them. And so now what I'm going to do is add the cheese that goes with them and make a pie crust. And I'm going to try and change this just a hair. Let's see. Sorry about that, everybody. There. I think you can see me. There, that's better. I tried a new stand. So anyway, I have had some really good news today. And some kind of bad news. And for those of you who do, well, the good news first. I got my patches order in, which is making several people really happy. So that's great. Another thing is, but the bad news was we had an accident in the family. So for those of you who do, would you mind praying for my brother and his girlfriend, because they're less happy than I am right now. Let's just put it that way. Hopefully they'll both be okay. So anyway, yeah. So in addition to eating keto, I've also tried some other things, because a lot of times it takes a combination of things to lose weight. And I sometimes look fatter in the pictures than I feel I am. I hope you guys all notice the difference though, but if I stand with my posture correct, I actually do look thinner. It's nice. It's a good news thing on a day like this. Okay, so back to the recipe. You mix the Parmesan cheese right in here. Okay, it goes in with the eggs. And I'm not going to worry about the difference in noodle size, and you'll see why, because I can remember being there when Grandma made it. And in this pan, I am cooking the ground beef and the celery. If you want the recipe, let me know. It's a converted recipe, so I'm not going to have like the macros and all that. But I can certainly share with you. If you want it, I'll PM you. Made some keto pizza sauce, so there's no sugar in there. And pretty much, this is going to be it. Okay. Oh, should have preheated the oven to 350, but hey. You gotta forget something once in a while, right? Okay, so grease the pan. There's been some up and down on whether you should use this on keto. Hi, Janie. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it for just a quick thing today. You can decide if you prefer to use like olive oil or whatever. I don't use this that often, so I don't think it's that bad. Let's see, we will put that right over there. Okay, this is a 10-inch pie plate. And what you're going to do is just scrape it all in. It doesn't look like much of a crust. Grandma always cooked her noodles, and I find this to be a lot easier, zoodles, because you don't have to go through the process of the cooking. That was something I never really liked. But it always, like with lasagna, you can do the same thing with lasagna. You can take slices of zucchini. Some people have used eggplant. Just do a vegetable noodle as opposed to a wheat noodle. And this would work, I would guess. I'm guessing for people on gluten-free, but I don't make that promise. So those of you on gluten-free, if you want to put on gluten-free. By the way, please, if you are watching replay, please write replay and where you're replaying from. And if you are watching live, please put live. I would appreciate that. So, okay, it looks like our ground beef is just about done. I think I'm going to turn that heat off. Okay, so as you can see, I've kind of made like a crust, and the eggs will solidify this a little bit. Kind of like, I would guess, a vegetable omelet. And if you're thinking I haven't tried this before, I have tried it before, except with the zoodles. I think, though, that it should be fine because the zoodles have worked out well. I'm one of those brave people. Sometimes I just jump right in. What a good excuse to bring out the KitchenAid attachments. Oh, Jamie's looking for an excuse to work out her kitchen tools. Yes, Jamie, that would be an excellent excuse to bring out your... Thank you for the likes. Yes. I did not have the spiralizer for the KitchenAid, but I do have a KitchenAid. Okay, so as you can see, this looks slightly now like a pressed-in crust. Ta-da! All right, so now that we've got that done, okay, cook spaghetti, da-da-da, place in pie plate, press evenly, pour the meat mixture. Okay, so what I did was make keto spaghetti sauce, or pizza sauce, I think I've called it in the past, but it doesn't have any sugar. It has tomato paste. It has tomato sauce, oregano, basil, parsley, garlic powder, onion powder. So the typical Italian seasonings that you would find. Now, I'm going to stop here and tell you that you could do an Alfredo sauce at this point. However, my dairy issues have just made me go in a different direction. And yes, I realize I just did put in Parmesan cheese, but the Alfredo sauce that's keto friendly would have put in a lot more. And so I'm going to try and stay away from that. I actually went and bought some goat cheese today that I think I may just melt on top of the pie when it's done. And I will post a picture of that somewhere in the comments when I do get that done. So I hope you're all having a super Saturday. We're going to get this nice and mixed in. Can y'all see this from here? I think you can. Yeah. Okay, good. I was worried that I'm leaving y'all out. It's so rude. So anyway, what do you all use in conjunction with keto to help lose weight? If your goal is to lose weight, not everybody is on keto to lose weight. But what do you use in conjunction with? I have a program that I use, and I know several people that use it and quite successfully. What's your secret? What do you do? Put it in the comments, please. Love comments. Love them, love them, love them. Kind of makes me feel like I'm not all alone here in the kitchen. Like I have company. I guess I kind of do, but okay. So this also called for mushrooms, which I'm going to add right now. Okay, a small can of mushrooms, no big deal. Maybe I should have chopped them up, but you know what? Sometimes I like the big chunky stuff, and I think that's what we're going for. Huge difference in a little parm versus all straight. Yeah, there really is. Jamie has a child who's dairy sensitive or dairy allergic. I can't remember. Is Inara allergic, Jamie, or sensitive? But anyway, yeah, you really don't want to buck up too much on that stuff when somebody is either sensitive, and certainly not when they're allergic. So anyway, if you want to learn a little bit more about boosting your immune system, I have been working on that too. Keto is wonderful for that. Cutting out a lot of the junk food, of course, is a lot of the keto lifestyle. There are also some things, other things that you can do, and I have been really working on that. I won't tell you anymore. Well, I probably will, but you know me. I just talk. Anyway, so now we're going to make this pie all go together. And I think I am going to go off camera and probably just go ahead and add that cheese to the And actually, it was calling for a little bit more garlic salt. I prefer garlic powder, so I don't do too much salt. Does anybody else prefer garlic salt over powder? What do you do? Jeez, half a teaspoon. Man, that's the only thing with a handwritten recipe, y'all, is that sometimes you can get lost with your eyes on the page. There we go. We'll put a little bit of the garlic on there. Garlic's always good. So, anyway, what is going on in y'all's neighborhood this weekend? Anybody had anything exciting? Anybody go to the beach? Who's ready for a beach? Beach day. Beach day, yeah, me. Okay, now I'm going to make good on my promise, and I'm actually going to pour this in. Jeez. Sometimes, I'm telling y'all. Well, actually, I guess I'm more like scooping it in. I just don't want to overwhelm. 10-inch pie plate, I'm going to guess and say, is just about right for as much as I've got in here. So if you don't have a 10-inch pie plate, sometimes Pampered Chef has a deep dish. Powder, since we watch the salt, very good. Yeah, I don't think we need as much salt as we sometimes get either, Jamie. Okay, so yeah, what I'm going to do is let this bake for about 35 minutes, and then I will probably melt the cheese in later. So I will show you the finished product. And Rebecca, I'm going to tag you in this later because I did keep it shorter. I hope y'all have a super Saturday. Stay safe out there. Love y'all. Bye-bye.